Welcome back to Between the Baobabs, where life slows down a little. So grab a glass of something good, get comfortable, and hang out with us as we dive into our episode on leopards. And Anna, this feels kind of perfect because we've literally just got back from taking our cats out into the hills just outside of Frankfurt. And I'll tell you about that in a little bit, but I feel like talking about leopards is perfect for today.
I find it so interesting that you're comparing the two.
I have a story. Just wait until you hear how the cat was domesticated. Then you'll understand why.
The cat was domesticated.
Yeah.
Okay, but like from my POV at the moment, right? It just based off of the few statements you've made.
Yes.
I feel like you are, that type of mom that's just like any small achievement is a big achievement.
100%.
So like
my babies can do no wrong. They're only amazing.
Exactly.
I'm so desperate.
So you're like this, that mom that's like their child just started swimming lessons and managed to maybe do like a little swoosh correctly, and now you're jumping to Olympic swimmer.
Oh yes,
he will swim for his country.
Oh yes, he didn't drown in his lesson, and he's going to swim in the Olympics. That is 100% it.
Exactly.
And I hate to break this to you, but I am so close to buying a pram, like just to take my babies out on walks. Yoshka will not be caught dead with me pushing the cats around in a pram, so he has held me back. So now we just carry them around in like backpacks. But anyways, yeah. But sorry, enough about me. You just give us a little update. How is life in the bush, which is where we base this podcast? Because you're in the bush. I'm not in the bush.
Yes. It's good. I went to Painted Dogs Lagoon recently, which is Yoshka's parents' camp.
I know. It's so funny. You were literally with my dad, my stepmom, my two parent-in-laws, and then your parents. So like, I felt very left out.
Yes.
How was it?
Yes, it was a good night. We ate pizza.
Of course.
It was delicious.
Peter's pizzas are so good.
And they're so little, so like they're the perfect snacky size. So like he did a whole bunch of like little pizzas that like he would cut up and then share around the table, and the next one would come and the next one would come, and you think to yourself, oh, this is just small snack. No. The next one would come, and the next one would come, and the next one would come, and the next one would come. And because I haven't had, when you live in a high-end lodge,
oh yes,
you get, and this is not a complaint. I love the food here. It is amazing. I cannot get enough of it. However, after a certain amount of time, you're like, I just want a burger and chips. I just want a normal pizza.
And that's completely fair enough. I mean, yes. I crave pizza so much, and I can literally just buy it downstairs. So if I crave it and I have it within my reach all the time, I can't imagine what it must be like when you're living in the bush and you can't basically settle a craving immediately. Like you have to wait. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it does help with the weight loss though. That's for sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Because
like I don't have chocolate, and I haven't had chocolate in a long time, and the fridge is empty.
Oh my goodness.
I have the money for chocolate.
Well then,
I feel like I'm a kid back in school.
I need to somehow find a way to just send a whole bunch of chocolates your way, because that's not okay. Chocolate equals happiness. But then also, who needs happiness when you're in the bush? Anyways.
Don't start changing your mind.
Mm-mm.
The chocolates, my girl, will be appreciated. Tell us about your leopard cat adventure.
Oh my god. So, sorry, it just got me thinking, because it's quite funny the difference between our male cat and our female cat. I always just thought that they would immediately get excited because we took them to a forested hilly area just outside of the city. No cars, like less people, less dogs, just in the forest. You hear the birds. I really just thought that they would immediately engage and just love that fact that they're outside. She liked it. Like, she could mess with that, you know. He did not want, like, he just wanted to go back into his bag, or like the moment he saw that he could jump into Yoshka's arms or my arms, like he doesn't need more than being at home in his comfort, snacking, cuddling. He doesn't need more entertainment than that. She, on the other hand, she's more like, she was sniffing everything. She was in her element, you know?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so but anyways, it was funny because, like, we're going to talk about leopards. It got me thinking about domestic cats. And, like, so, like, unlike dogs, like, who humans actively domesticated, like, over thousands of years, cats basically apparently domesticated themselves. So, yeah, like, so I did some research about it.
Warm stuff. I live here now.
Yeah, exactly. And I did some research about it, and I'm going to segue a little bit here. But like around 10,000 years ago, when people in the Fertile Crescent started farming, like grain stores attracted rodents and everything, North African wildcats followed the rodents into like these human settlements. And that was like a mutually beneficial relationship, because the farmers got pest control and the cats got an easy meal. So nobody tamed them. They just decided to move in. And then in ancient Egypt, like that's when that relationship between the cat and the human really got cemented. And cats were really respected and they were loved, kept near temples. And yeah, recent studies actually suggest that domestication may have been accelerated through a religious ritual. So cats bred near temples, and they became more docile over generations just because they were frequently handled by, you know, humans who went past. That kind of explains my male cat, because like 10,000 years of selective breeding for just to be friendly and sit on people is definitely him right now. Like like my female cat clearly missed like, that memo, but he's like, I don't need more. I chose to be comfortable indoors and fed. I don't know why you've taken me out on this excursion. Anyways, yeah.
What is this? Human slave, take me back.
Exactly. So yeah, the point was that my female cat, Nsima, she has the right instincts for today's topic on leopards. So I guess it's a nice segue into the leopard.
Well, I actually got today, and I've saved this specific little update for you as well. I got told last night by one of the guests that stays here. So I do accompanied drives where I go with a guide, with a professional guide, out on drives pretty regularly, and just to like see how they do it, get some information from them and that kind of thing, learn from them, absorb like a sponge, see how they handle certain clients and blah blah blah. So I went on a drive with these guests. It was a couple, and we were watching the dogs and I helped explain. So like the guides will give me chances when they think that like it's something that's pretty easy. They'll be like, this is something you can kind of know. If you want, you can explain. And yeah, and then sometimes I'll see something and I'll be like, I have information on this, and they'll be like, well, go ahead.
Yeah, the floor is yours.
And exactly. And I was busy talking to them. Like I said, we were watching dogs, and I was explaining like behavior and stuff, and we got back. I mean, there was a few other things that I explained, but I remembered even I in the moment was like, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was like, I think I'm a guide. Like that's, I think it was
like
for
you
real.
Suddenly felt what all of the practice was for, and you were being what you'd been studying to be, basically. Like you were doing the real thing.
Yes. Exactly. But it came so naturally. Like I didn't even feel the effort in it. I know, of course, the effort came from studying and doing this for so long and all of that and being around it for so long. But like in the moment, it felt so effortless. It felt like I wasn't pushing anything. I wasn't trying to be anything or anyone else. And I was just, we are in the bush.
That is so good to hear.
This is the information I have for you. This is who I am. This is a part of what I want in life. And I felt so comfortable. It wasn't, yeah. Anyway,
you were in your element.
So basically, and that night, I did hosting and stuff. So I was at dinner with the guests and everything, and we were chit-chatting, and I was talking to them about their plans for tomorrow. And the guy says to me, he's like, "Pardon, I just need to interrupt you for a second because I need to tell you something." And I was like, "What's that?" And he goes, "I have been in many places before, and I have seen guides who are currently guides, and I have seen people studying to become guides. We've done this in Namibia, South Africa, Botswana, Zimbabwe." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And he goes, "But you have so much potential to become such a good guide.
Aww.
I just needed you to know that you are 100% on the right track and that you are definitely going to be a really good guide."
That is
and I was
so...
like, I melted into the floor.
Yeah.
I was like, huh?
I love when people decide to share positive compliments and positive impressions.
Yes.
Like, he noticed that
I just loved it too.
are very talented, and he decided to share that with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think people realize how much of a positive impact that can have. But also, can I just say, I told you so. Like, but I do understand what it's like as well. Like, everybody can tell you, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be a natural at this." Like, no matter how many game drives I've been on with you, and like, you know, we were still kids and you were already like professional in the bush. Like, it doesn't matter how many people can tell you, "Oh yeah, you're going to be a great guide," until you start to feel it yourself, especially when you're a beginner. And I just think it's just very easy to doubt yourself. So I'm really glad that person decided to share that with you.
Yeah. It's strange because like I'd only been with them for like 4 hours, which sounds very long in most jobs, but for us, if you're in the bush, 4 hours is not a long time. But like in that short period of time, he was like, "I saw this in you," and I was like, "Really?" And he even said to me, like during the talk, he was like, "I need to just remember your name. Your name's Anna, right?" And I was like, because that's how fresh it was.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even, like they didn't know me going into this drive at all.
Yeah.
And he was like, "This is what I saw," and I was like, "Damn, dude, I didn't see that coming."
Lovely.
And then this morning, so I work alongside one of my lecturers from school. The way, like the moment I saw him, I like trotted over to him like a proud little, like a proud cat, or like a dog that's just caught something. I just had to like run up to him and be like, "You'll never guess what."
Yeah.
And he's like, "What?" And I started yapping away. And he's like, "Yeah, I could have told you that." And I was like, "No, but it came from him." And he's like, "Yeah, I know. You deserve it." And I was like, "Damn." Anyways, and then because the morning was pretty rushed and I rushed through it, and I also think I wasn't ready. Like I know his feedback, like the teacher's feedback would be positive because I know that I work hard and I do well. But I wanted to savor what I was anticipating to hear. So like I said to him this afternoon when like there was like almost no one in the office, and I said to him, "Listen, can I just talk to you for a sec?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I said to him, "Well, the thing is, I just wanted to go back to what we were talking about this morning because I want to hear it from you. What is your opinion of me professionally?"
Yeah.
And he goes, exactly the same as that guy. And I was exactly the same as the guest. was like, really? And he's like, yeah. You doubting yourself? And I was like, no.
Don't you dare be doubting yourself.
Exactly. And I was like, no, I'm not necessarily doubting myself, but like, it's a lot of information to have. It's intimidating. Like the course itself is so broad.
Yeah.
And I know that there are guides that specialize in certain things. There are guys that love to bird. There are guys that are just really good with botany. And I've gotten to a point where I just cannot decide where I would like to be, that I want to cover everything, but I want to cover everything in a like extreme capacity.
Too much detail.
So
I'm
tackling it one. Yes. So sometimes when I look at it, I'm like, it's overwhelming because I don't sometimes know where I want to start either.
Yeah.
But I said to him, like, I was explaining that to him, and he goes, no, that's understandable. It's a very big thing to take on. And then I said to him, I'm also surrounded, I grew up around really amazing guides, incredible guides.
Yeah.
And people that are just so comfortable in the bush, and people that I look up to. And he said to me, yeah, it's like a really good thing. And I said, it can be, but it's also, that's my standard. I don't want to be anything less than that.
Of course.
And he goes, it's understandable, but if you just keep working at it, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking about it with you, and when we were talking about it, and you know, so many people come to this position in their career where they're like, where they're chasing a dream. They're chasing the thing that they've wanted for so long, and now they're finally getting it, but it's that intimidating moment where you're like, will I actually ever be that good? Because if I'm not going to be that, I don't want to do it.
Yes, exactly.
But
like,
at the same time,
I'm not
you will never get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like perfect, but like that
idealized
idealized perfect in your mind.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, if you don't go through the years of being terrible, if you don't go through the failures, if you don't go through the embarrassment, you will never get to become that good.
100%.
And I'm very sure all the people that I look up to have stories of times that they've messed up, have stories of times that they were less than perfect, and they just haven't shared it yet. But I'm pretty sure if I asked, they would be like, oh no, I messed up, I did this, I did that, I was a mess during this moment.
It can be so validating.
And I'm like,
to like hear when people that you look up to and people that you strive to be like, it can be so validating when you hear from them that they also messed up here and there. And that's why, like, anytime I like have these personal conversations with people that I really look up to, I always like throw that personal question at them. I love to hear that stuff because that just shows the human side to a story. Like, we're not all robots. Exactly. We're not all perfect. We just want to see that everyone is just human. Like, that's literally what we are at the end of the day. Anyways, I'm really happy to hear that, and I just can't wait until you take me on a game drive.
It's so exciting. I can't wait for it either. Like, I want to be out there more now. Like, it's given me a taste of everything I've wanted for so long, and I'm finally, that taste hasn't left my mouth yet. I need more. I need more.
So how often are you going out on these game drives?
A few days a week, so here and there.
That's good.
But because we've like really gotten into season now, it's getting a bit more busy on my hosting side, so guiding has had to take a bit of a step back, which I understand. I mean, this year 100%, because I am still like training to become a transfer guide, so I'm not too phased about spending more time hosting, because I'm very certain I'll pass the exam at the end of this year. And if I don't, I will walk into the river.
Please don't.
But I don't think I'll fail. That's the thing. It's like, I feel like I can say that because I don't see how I could fail. Anyways. But the end of next year is the big exam, which is going into level 2, which is becoming a driving guide. And that can be really intimidating. So I'm looking forward to it, but I'm terrified.
Like, it's like going into a test to do your driver's license, right? Everybody knows, like, okay, doing your practical driving license test is really intimidating because you're literally being watched and like judged on how you respond to road users. But when you think about it, like when you're going to be a driving guide, you're not just thinking about that. You're beyond the safety, like road safety, you're also thinking about how can you make sure that your guests are feeling cared for, that you're making the necessary efforts to make sure that they're going to see what they want to see, to educate them as well, like also to gauge like how much bush experience they have. Like, do you want to stop for every piece of dung, or are they more interested in the birds? Like, it's so much to think about in one go. Of course you're going to be nervous, but you've also got to understand that you literally grew up in this space, and you live and breathe it. You will be absolutely fine. Like, it will come naturally to you.
Shall we give me another hit of this drug?
Yes. Tell us about the leopards.
Shall we dive in to the taxonomy of leopards? Okay. So, as per usual, their kingdom is Animalia. Once again, this is a multicellular organism that consumes other organisms for energy. The phylum is Chordata, which is animals that have a backbone, or simpler way to remember this, as I've said before, is an animal with a spinal cord. So Chordata, cord, spinal cord, Then the class is Mammalia, which is warm-blooded animals. So all the characteristics of a Mammalia is kind of just all the characteristics that we have as humans. Warm-blooded animals with hair or fur that produce milk for their young. I mean, they produce live young as well. Its order is Carnivora, which is mammals adapted primarily for eating meat, characterized by specialized teeth for cutting and tearing flesh. So anything that really is designed for eating meat, so like leopards, lions, cheetah. Family is Felidae, which is the true cat family, characterized by retractable claws, keen senses, and specialized hunting adaptations. Genus are Panthera, cats capable of roaring due to a specialized hyoid apparatus. Includes lions, leopards, tigers, and jaguars. And the species is Panthera paradus. P-A-R-D-U-S. Paradus.
Nice.
The leopard itself, the most specific classification identifying a distinct organism that can breed with other leopards and produce fertile offspring.
The last time that we were in South Luangwa, we had more than 2 leopard sightings, but there are 2 that like particularly stand out in my memory. And it's quite funny because they were very different from each other. So the first time was a mother and her cub. We literally had them all to ourselves. Like, there was no other game drive vehicle there. And it was just really cute to watch because this little cub was just like play hunting its own mom. Like full, you know what I mean, Anna, like when they're in full play hunt mode, like crouching, stalking, they're doing the little practice charges on each other, and like it was so cute. And the mom was obviously very unbothered and just like trying to keep watch and just make sure that, you know, everything was safe and all well. It was just really nice to see it happening in real time, like this little tiny kitten like working its way through the mechanics of a hunt and like rehearsing all the moves. So I loved that. That was probably one of my favorite sightings. But there was another sighting as well, also a mom and her cub. And there was this, and I think we actually have a picture of this, but there was this elephant nearby, and you could just see how careful the mum was being. Like, she was being so deliberate. Like, she'd walk a few steps ahead, and then she would like call to her babies that they could follow her. And so then they would follow her, and then she would stop, and then she'd look around because like this elephant was huge. And like the picture also just shows like the difference between this huge elephant and then it just dwarfs the size of these two leopards, like this mother leopard and her cub, or two
Wow.
cubs. And we also had that one all to ourselves.
That's
so
crazy.
that was, yeah, it was crazy. And that's the
Yeah.
thing about Luangwa is like, you get these kinds of sightings a lot. Like, I don't know, how many leopards have you seen in the times that you've been out, let's say in the past 2 weeks?
Goodness. I mean, I can't even remember.
Then
But
you
I
have
mean, I
seen
know
at least
my
one.
favorite. Oh yeah. No, way more than that.
Yeah.
No, leopards here regularly. And
Yeah.
on top of that, we do have a resident leopard in camp, and I haven't seen her yet, but I've heard her, and I've heard evidence of her. So traditionally around here, when you hear baboons and monkeys go absolutely nuts, chances are they've seen a predator. And our baboons go off on a pure alarm system regularly. It's almost a wake-up alarm in the morning for me every day, because she walks through here almost every day. So, like,
Yeah.
I wake up to her. She goes off. They go off at normally at about, like, 6-ish. So that's when I know that she's active. And yes, I'm calling her she, because she has had a cub, I believe, at some point of her existence here.
Okay.
Recently, but I'm not sure about the specifics, and I don't think anyone else really is either. But yeah, so we definitely have her around, and I have heard calls as well in the very early mornings. And sometimes really late at night, I hear her calling. So she's
nice.
around.
That's what I
She's
love
around.
about Luangwa. Like, almost every camp or every lodge has a resident leopard. Like, we still haven't spotted one at Painted Dogs Lagoon, but we've heard one.
Oh.
We've seen tracks, and we know that there's a resident leopard there, but we just haven't seen it yet.
Yes.
There's one story that Yoshko always tells. He went on a 7-week safari. They drove through national parks all the way from South Africa up to Uganda. They didn't see one leopard except for the tail.
Oh wow.
And so, like, when Yoshka moved to Malawi and he was working for Robin Pope Safaris, and they did one trip to South Luangwa, he was so excited when he saw a leopard. Like, he was freaking out, and everyone was like, why are you getting so excited? Like, you literally see them all the time. And he was obviously just, like, completely surprised, because they are so common there. And, like, that's just South Luangwa, and that's why they call it the Valley of the Leopard. And it's not just marketing.
Yeah.
It's, like, the density is extraordinary. Like, you find them on both sides of the park. There's essentially a resident leopard for every camp, which you've just also shown.
Yeah. No, there definitely is. I mean, there's also one at Wildlife Camp and a few other places.
Yeah.
I know people talk about their leopards all the time.
They're leopards. Yeah, there's one for everyone.
Exactly. We have, like, so it is Valley of the Leopard because we have one of the highest densities in the world. Like, there's I want to say per square meter, but yeah, per square kilometer, I'm sure we've got the highest number. And I don't know how they do that count. I know that there are people out there are big companies out there that do it, that are a part of conservation, probably like CSL or Carnivore, the Carnivore Project, ZCP. I'm sure they do all of this, like how they count. I don't know how they do it, but I think it's incredible.
Yeah.
No, very cool. I'm sure they use like camera traps, and on top of that, like footprints and that type of thing. And like, coloring, of course. Well, they don't color leopard.
Interesting.
But yeah, or do they? I don't think they do.
It'll be interesting.
Anyways.
I mean, like, if you put South Luangwa in context, because I think the numbers help. So globally, leopards are classified as vulnerable by the IUCN. They've lost roughly 75% of their natural range, from nearly 35 million square kilometers down to 8.5 million. Sub-Saharan Africa has the healthiest populations, but even there, numbers have dropped more than 30% over the last couple of decades. And in West Africa, it's now a full crisis. As of late 2025, they were reclassified as endangered there. And there are only around 350 mature leopards left across 11 countries, which is a 50% drop in 20 years. And part of what makes it so alarming is how quietly it's happening. Like, far fewer researchers, far less funding, far less tourism than in the east and the south of Africa. And that's why Yoshka's story is like, that's why it lands so hard, because like literally you take it within that context and then suddenly you're in South Luangwa and you're seeing them all the time, literally all the time. But now, Annalise, I feel like this is a nice opportunity to give you some more guide practice. How do you find a leopard? Like, let's say you're taking someone on a drive and they really want to see a leopard. What would you do? Like, what are the tricks? The tips and tricks of guiding.
The tips and tricks of guiding. Leopards are very, very difficult. With them, you have to really listen to the bush. Yeah. And when I say listen to the bush, I'm not talking like, what's her name, Pocahontas, where you listen to the colors of the wind. No, my guy. No.
You turn off that Land Rover vehicle and you just listen.
Literally. If you're driving a Land Rover, maybe don't switch it off because you might never switch it on again. But
Land Cruiser.
When you are driving, thank you for your correction. I appreciate it.
Always.
When you are in the bush and you are keen on seeing leopard, turn off your vehicle. Or when you are busy looking at another animal, turn off your vehicle and listen. And if you hear, typically you'll hear monkeys first, because they get all active as well. Squirrels tend to also be active, but the thing is, squirrels and impala are very dramatic creatures. They will start alarming you over a shadow. Very anxious creatures. Very anxious. I think we need to start putting them on something because it gets a bit much sometimes. You think to yourself, there's something there. Meanwhile, it's just them.
Something.
Yeah. But if you hear puku make alarm calls, there is
that's when you know
most likely something there. Yes. Yeah. Puku and baboons are typically your go-to noisemakers when it's serious. And if you listen hard enough, you'll hear the baboons talking and you hear the monkeys going. Other times, it's just watching animal behavior. So other animals like giraffe don't really make any sounds, but they will stop what they're doing and look at something, and they'll be like, "Oh, there's something there. There is definitely something there." When I see them, I always think to myself, you see something there? Yeah, I see something there. Do you see something? I see something there. I think I see something there. That's what giraffe are like. But they don't make noise. And then the impala will all be standing looking at something. And then chances are there's something there. If they're all standing at attention, maybe there's something there. Whereas animals like vultures and hyenas will tip you off over larger carnivores like, lions predominantly. They can't really... Vultures don't normally get much out of dog kills because dogs eat on the go.
Right, but, yeah, true. They don't leave anything behind within like seconds.
They polish.
Yeah,
they polish it up. Whereas lions, they'll sit on a kill and then they'll be like, you know what, I'm done now. We move on. Leave the scraps. We'll find something else. Well, to be fair, I always think the male thinks that. He's like, time to go. We move on now.
Yeah, he's the one that just decides.
The female's like, but we have food. We have food at home. And he's like, no, we can have more food. There's more food out there. Meanwhile, it's the lioness who catches everything.
How do hyenas, let everyone know? Like, what does the hyena do?
They typically do. They do call. They call in for backup. If a pride of lions or something else has made like a kill, they would,
Yeah.
or even a leopard, they would start to call in for backup. So you would hear "woo, woo," a little bit more often than, but that's typically at night. During the day, it's
Yeah.
not very common. So I would always say baboons are your best bet if you really listen very well. But yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
hyenas. And you know what? I will die
and
on this
prince.
hill. Hyenas have the worst PR in the animal kingdom. And I swear it's
Hmm.
all because of the Lion King. Like, they're
Yeah,
actually,
everyone tells me that. So
yes,
cute.
like
So
yes,
cute.
they're so cute. Like, just look at those round ears. And also,
Uh-huh.
like, I feel like, and I also was totally, of this impression as well, that they don't actually
Hmm.
ever hunt. They just like eat what they can scavenge. But like they're actually exceptional hunters when they need to be. But then
Hmm.
that's the other thing, is that in Luangwa they don't need to be, because there are so many
There's so many
leopards
predators.
that can hunt. Yeah, like
Yeah,
they literally just need to wait for that alarm sound that you were talking about, sprint towards
exactly.
it, and then try to steal the kill before like the leopard can get it into the tree or something, you know? Like
Yeah,
why use up your
exactly.
energy when you can conserve it, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. Why waste your time? Why
Yeah.
waste your energy? But you know, I was on a drive the other day, and one of the guests asked, he was like, "Why is it that leopards, like you'll see them in the tree even without a kill?" And the only logical answer is in October or in the
Yeah.
hotter times of the day, they're trying to escape the heat. So
Yeah.
on the ground, it's quite warm because the earth is reflecting heat as well.
Yeah.
Whereas if they climb up the tree, there's a bit more of a coolness up there than there is directly on the ground. But yeah,
No, that
which
makes
I thought was
sense. Yeah.
interesting. It does.
And since we're
Hmm.
talking about leopards, maybe we can also mention the famous leopards of the valley. There was Alice, right?
Yeah, yeah. Currently we
10
have
years ago.
Lucy. Mm,
Yeah. How's Lucy doing?
yeah,
Where is she at?
she's good. She's good. Saw her the other day, and I thought it was quite curious. That like the reason some leopards are extremely famous, like Lucy and Alice and all the others, is
Yeah.
mostly because they are very comfortable with people,
Yeah.
and they and the way we tell these leopards apart is most leopards do look different. Like you do, as a guide, you get to know your leopards, and you get to know like this is a new leopard to this area, this is not. And that's another thing, is like you get to know the ones you see regularly in a certain area. Um, so like head size and body size and
Yeah. And they
yeah,
have their
like
area. Like
those
you always know
exactly,
this territory is this leopard's.
precisely. So yeah, no, you do get to know your leopards, and right now we have Lucy with her two boys, and because Lucy is so like she doesn't mind vehicles. She will crawl underneath a car. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like, you guys don't hurt me. Cool. You guys are gonna help me kill that impala over there because I'm gonna use your car as cover. Great. And then because
Sounds great.
she's
Sounds like a plan.
sounds great. Um, so she's adapted to that, and the chances of her boys also being just as comfortable is really up there. And they have
Yeah.
grown up. They are starting to separate, and they're all starting like they're gonna have to start to find territories and stuff. Um, but they also have very similar behavior. Like they don't care about us. They just if you're not hurting them and you're not food, they don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then um was it about like 10 years ago, there was Alice as well, and her territory
Mhm.
was Wamilombe, which is one
Mhm.
of the most visited areas in the park.
It is. It's
And
quite
she also
central.
like, yeah, so that also like goes to your point of like they are just very okay
Mhm.
with all of the game drives and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like you would always have this reliable, established female, she'd always be there, always somewhere predictably, and always with her cubs. So for a long time, like guests were just almost guaranteed that they would have a Lucy sighting. And I think that kind of consistency, the same territory, generation after generation, like that's something that very few places can offer at the scale that Luangwa does.
But yes, I would like to put this out there.
Yeah.
We understand that you want to come here and see leopard. Like we do.
Yeah.
We understand that's the reputation of the valley. However, there are other points of this valley that are just as cool. There are over 400 species of birds that visit this park annually. There are other animals. So we understand, like guests will come here and be like, we want to see Lucy. And I'm like, how do you know? You just landed. You got here from France. How do you know that name? And they're like, no, but we want to see Lucy. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, you're not going to
Good
like
luck
this,
with that.
because I was literally just going to talk about, the BBC documentary Kingdom, like narrated by David Attenborough. He talks about Olimba the leopard there, I think, in the Nsefu sector. And I feel like people are going to watch this. They want to come and see Olimba. Sadly, Olimba passed away in late 2025. She was 14 years old, apparently.
Wow, that's quite old for a leopard.
Which is old for, like, it's a long life for a wild leopard, which is
exactly.
good.
Would you like to take us off?
I also have just one question for you. I will in a second. But, like, there's just one dilemma that I have, and I wanted to talk to you about it because I feel like it's one of these questions that come up a lot in conservation, and then we'll move on to the two truths and a lie. But, like, what happens when it goes wrong? Like, when let's say a mother leopard is killed, and because they are so frequently in an area, you know that she's left cubs alone. Like, so your gut says to save them, like, you know where the cubs are, you're gonna go and you can save them, and of course you want to save them. But then the problem is that, like, leopards that are raised in captivity or like in close contact with humans, they will almost never successfully rewild. Like, they become imprinted, and they lose that necessary fear of humans that keeps them and everyone around them safe. And they also can't hold territory in the wild if you intervene. Like, do you intervene and save the cubs, or do you leave them knowing that they're going to die?
So, it depends how the mom died.
Okay, interesting.
Well, I mean, I haven't really heard of many leopards, fortunately, orphaned leopards. It's not a regular thing out here. However, when it does happen, you look at the death of the mom. If the mom was killed by poachers or human interaction. Now, professional hunting is a different story altogether, because professional hunters should not kill a mother leopard. Like, it's just not heard of. So when hunting is done professionally and done correctly, mothers don't die. However, if you're looking at poached mothers, like through snare wires or other means, then it is a completely different story. Then CSL will probably rescue. Well, let me not say CSL. Conservation teams would generally possibly rescue the animal and then decide what to do later on.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah.
I think it's a thing that's discussed as a team, as a unit, and then they decide how to go forward.
That's true. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
The point of discussion.
Exactly. However, if it happens naturally, like a mother is killed, let's say by an elephant or by a crocodile when she went to go drink water, then that is nature taking its course. Yeah. And we have to step back and we have to let things happen the way they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Chances are another leopard will move into that territory if it's unowned, and will then also produce their own offspring. So
Yeah, and that's just how it happens. Like, it's the
exactly,
circle of life. But it's funny
it's
as
the
well, because, like, here
circle
we
of
are
life.
feeling... and it moves us all. But, like, that's the thing, is, like, we feel bad for that leopard and her cubs.
Yeah.
But then also, like, a mother leopard will kill a mother impala with a baby in the impala's womb as well. And that's just the circle of life, you know, like,
Exactly.
you can't, yeah, anyways. But
There's no
let me carry us
changing.
into Two Truths and a Lie. It's I just wanted
Yes.
to, like, pick your brain on that, because it is, like,
Yeah.
it is
No, there's
just, I feel
something.
like it's,
If we get someone
yeah.
from CSL or one of these other conservation units to come on, we can ask that question again, and they're welcome to correct me if I was wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's the way I believe it happens.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Well then.
Let's have it. Hopefully I don't embarrass myself.
I don't think you will. I think this one's pretty easy.
Right.
I think you've already got this.
Okay.
Okay. So, number 1. A leopard can carry prey heavier than its own body weight up a tree.
True.
Statement 2. Every leopard has a completely unique rosette pattern, like a fingerprint, meaning that researchers can identify individual animals just from photos. And then statement 3. Leopards are the largest of the 4 big cats. They're bigger than lions, tigers, and jaguars.
Alright, well, truth, and lie. Have you seen a leopard against a lion? Or a tiger? Or anything? Those kitties are so
That's why I knew he
little.
would get it. They're tiny compared.
Okay. Can I just share with you? So before Cheska and I started today's episode, we sometimes forget, we are human, we sometimes forget that we are who's doing what exactly in a segment.
Yeah.
So I did my own little thing to the side here, and I actually wrote down 2 truths and a lie for the segment.
Oh, do them? I think that's
Okay.
fine. We can have 2 truths and a lie.
Yes.
Sorry, we can have two truths and a lie.
Okay. Now, number 1 was exactly the same. I said leopards are capable of hoisting prey heavier than their own body weight into trees.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, leopards commonly share parts of their range with lions. 3,
Okay.
leopards are more closely related to cheetahs than to lions.
Ooh, interesting. I feel like the third one is true because of the spots, but then also I don't know. And then also when you say share the same range, I feel like lions just don't give a damn, you know? So I'm gonna go with that statement 2 is true, and then that the last one is false.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, thank God. Okay. But yeah, can you explain that to me? Like, how does that work?
So, leopards on the taxonomy wall are called Panthera pardus. And lions are Panthera leo. They are the same all the way down to the species. So as soon as you hit species, that's when they're different. But they are the same all the way down. They have all the exact same characteristics until you get to their species. Cheetah are different. They belong to the... I can't even pronounce this. Acinonyx. And for those of you laughing, it is Acinonyx. That's the genus they belong to. And for today, Okay.
You've worked double as hard for today.
Myths have there's quite a few myths, okay, in this part of the world. So I've gone through quite a few of them, and I've asked a few friends. I've asked so many people, and I've gotten a few myths. So there's, if a leopard coughs near your camp at night, it means someone has been marked for bad luck, which is great.
Okay.
Leopards become
have you
invisible.
Been coughed on lots?
Well, I mean,
by a leopard.
I don't know. I don't think so. But I mean, coughs happen, you know. Leopards can become invisible, and this is obviously not literal, but like they say that like tracks will just vanish, and it's true because like they go into leaves or they go into foliage and you can't follow them anymore.
True, yeah.
And then old Luangwa folklore says that leopards don't hide from people; they simply choose when they want to be seen. All right, so
and it kind of ties into what we've been talking about.
Yes, but I do want to share a little story I was told. So here at the camp that I work at, there's a guide that's been here for 30 years, give or take. And
wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, he came here before the camp even started. Like, he was a part of it from the beginning. And I went on a game drive with him, and he's just phenomenal. Like, he's just the most chill dude. One of the safari guide manager here said to me once, he's like, no, this guide, he feels more at home in the bush than he does at home. And I was like, okay, that hits.
That's when you know you found a good guide.
That's not just knowing you found a good guide, but in my head, I'm like, I want to be that. Because for me, it's also true.
Yeah.
Like, I feel more at home on a game drive.
You want people to say the same thing about you.
Exactly. Anyways, so he told me this little story, and it's so cute. But it's basically how the leopard got its spots. Or rosettes. Okay? So a leopard and a cheetah are two very different things, because cheetahs have spots. Leopards have rosettes. And rosettes are... Well, it's in the name. So, like a rose. Like a rose. So think rosy... like splodges, basically. So if you look at their pattern hard enough, it kind of looks like a silhouette of a rose. Whereas, you know, cheetahs have spots. Just big old round spots. Yeah. Anyways. So the story is how the leopard got its rosette. And it's basically long ago, leopards used to have these golden coats. And he used to look at himself and he used to think, oh, well, it is what it is. Can't do much about this, can I? And there was this tortoise, a leopard tortois. So you know how we have
There's always a tortoise.
Yeah, always. They're so wise.
Yeah.
So we have the big five and we have the small five. Now, I know you know the big five, but do you know the small five? I just mentioned it in the story.
Buffalo.
Okay, anyways, great start.
Leopard tortoise.
Okay, continue with your leopard beetle.
Turtle, the elephant shrew.
Yes.
Yoshka's just walked in and he heard me and he's basically listing them off for us. Oh, yes. This is why I married a
genius
safari guide.
Rhino beetle.
You can say it louder, my love. Tell our listeners. And he's buggered off.
This doesn't need to be between the Baobabs featuring Yoshka every time.
Yeah, he's like, no.
No.
Okay, wait, so the leopard turtle, the elephant shrew, the rhino beetle. I feel like there's a rhino beetle in there.
You found it. Okay, continue.
But then I can't remember the other two.
Okay. Which one?
No, I've done that one.
You
already.
did elephant shrew. What's the one? Lion.
Yoshka says I'm missing a lion. A lion. Ant.
Ant lion. But yeah, close enough.
Ant lion.
Leopard.
Thank you, husband.
Leopard beetle. Good effort. You definitely
leopard beetle.
I love it. Anyways, so Yes. There was a leopard tortoise, and he was particularly talented in art, and he would paint and draw and all sorts. And one day, a huge bushfire started, and he was trying to get on his way out of the way, and he got stuck behind a huge log. And the buffalo came past, and he begged for help. And the buffalo was like, I'll come back, don't worry. Jumps over and runs off. Then giraffe came past. The tortoise begged, please help me, please help me. Giraffe looks down and he says, I can't reach you, but let me go see if I can get someone else to come and help. And he would also abandon ship. And a few more animals came past, same kind of excuses, you know, I can't help you because of this. I can't help you, I'm busy evacuating my house. I can't help you, I'm not strong enough. And eventually the leopard came past.
This is making me think of that scene in Ice Age when Sid the Sloth is just like waiting for his family and all the other animals are just walking past him and they don't stop.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
Anyway, so eventually leopard comes past. And he stops. And tortoise says, please help me. You're the last chance I've got. There's no one else left. And leopard looks up and he goes, okay, let me help you. And he grabs tortoise in his mouth, jumps up over the log, and runs to safety. And as soon as the fire had subsided and gone off, tortoise looked around at where he was hiding behind the log that he was stuck, and everything had turned to ash. And him and leopard walked back to that spot, and tortoise looked over at giraffe, who'd said that he would actually go get some water for him, and asked giraffe, do you have that water? And giraffe comes down and lets out all the water that's in his mouth. And it wasn't much, but it was enough to make a little bit of a paste. And tortoise said to leopard, please come closer. And he started pressing this paste from his feet onto leopard to make his coat that he has today. So every time you see a leopard, it's a reminder to show kindness always, and where you can, try help.
Oh, I love that. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, I love that so much. Mm-hmm. Oh, I've just got this little cute image of a little turtle like pressing his feet into the leopard's fur.
It's cute, hey? Yeah.
It is so cute.
It's one of my favorite stories.
I do love that. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Anyways, if we ever get this guy to come onto our pod, I will definitely get him to tell some more of his stories. He's got so many.
Do it.
He's such a storyteller.
That would be amazing.
Such a storyteller.
Especially if he has a good storytelling voice.
He does.
I feel like that would just be
he has that classic,
an amazing podcast in itself.
He has that classic laid-back guide vibe to him. So yeah, he would be really good on the pod. But yeah,
they're always the best ones.
They are. All right. Well.
Awesome.
Chesky, that was a good way to end, I think. What do you think?
That was. I do love that.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well then, thank you for joining us today on Between the Baobabs as we talked about leopards and also as we rambled a lot at the beginning. But we love the catch-ups with each other and knowing that you guys are on the other end. Cody, we love your comments.
Yes.
You are ever the loyal listener, so keep them coming. And we will see you next time. Yeah. We're not going to tell you what we're going to talk about yet because
we haven't decided.
I don't think we know that yet, but we'll decide and then you'll know about it.
All right. Bye.